guys, thanks very much for joining me. I hope your day is going really well thus far. It's time for another book unhaul. So let's get started because I have a really random assortment of books to get rid of. Normally I kind of have like certain categories, and today we have just a real mixed bag. I don't know what happened. I was looking through my shelves and I found some weird stuff. Let's get started with, I do have some Reader's Digest hardcovers that are in really good condition. They're actually really nice, but I like other editions of classics a lot more than the Reader's Digest. And one day I do want to have kind of a matching set of everything. So there's really no purpose in keeping these, especially since, again, I do have a lot of them in other editions I like a lot more. So we've got Lost Horizon, The Sea Wolf, A Tale of Two Cities, Kim. Again, cool cover, just, I just don't like these. This Side of Paradise, The Further Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, as well as The Memoirs of Sherlock Holmes. And then we have Moby Dick. So let's get those to the side. Another kind of odd thing, I have the serialized edition of The Green Mile by Stephen King, parts 3, 4, 5, and 6, missing 1 and 2. I'd rather just have the book in one book, so goodbye. Goodbye. Number the Stars, I have read, but again, I've got a different edition. The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, same thing. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. This is actually a pretty recent purchase. I just have a lot of other murder mystery thrillers that I am more excited to get to than this. Also, I think this is just a bit too YA. So, The Keeper of Lost Things. I did read this last year. I thought the premise was really interesting, was different. It's got a bit of magical realism in it. It just didn't end up panning out for me. Saint X, I read this a few months ago. Murder mystery, just didn't like it. So it can go as well. 1,000 Pieces of You, this one I have had on my shelf for so long, and I have picked it up to put in my unhaul probably like 3 or 4 times, and then I put it back because I'll start reading like the first few pages and I'm like, oh, that sounds interesting, but I think there's a reason that I haven't ever read through it or started to read it in earnest. So I'm trusting my gut and I'm letting it go. The Glass Casket, again, death hasn't visited Rowan Rose since it took her mother when Rowan was only a little girl. But that changes one bleak morning when 5 horses and their riders thunder into her village. No. I just said trust your gut and I'm already second guessing myself. This is the author, Angela's Ashes. I read that one. I have not read this one. I don't think I'm going to. The 12 Mile Straight also has been on my shelf for a long time. Running the Rift. Brazil. Even the Darkest Stars. Awesome cover. Also, the concept sounds, what is it with these books where they sound great and I just don't read them? This is about a kingdom where like the royal family employs these elite climbers that are supposed to go up into the mountain and spy on other kingdoms. It's one girl's, I think the main protagonist, that's like her dream, but she becomes embroiled in some other sort of scandal or uprising, something like that. But this has been on my shelf for so long. When were you released? 2017, okay. Yeah, I've probably had it on my shelf since 2017. We've got, I don't know how to say this. Is this Piratica? I don't know. This is very clearly like middle grade. I'm not sure how I ended up with it, because the only middle grade I really have on my shelves are ones that were really important to me when I was younger. This was not one of them. I don't even know, is it like Patricia but as a pirate? I don't know why the title is confusing me so much, but it is. Balzac and the Little Chinese Seamstress, excuse me. Frankenstein, love Frankenstein. I just don't really like this copy. Through Black Spruce. Dying of Politeness. This is actually a pretty recent purchase. I don't know what I was thinking. Not that I have anything against Gina Davis, it's just I'm not one of those people that's like, I have to get the, you know, this actress. I'm typically not into memoirs or autobiographies, but I think I got this right after I read Dave Grohl's The Storyteller, and that was like a 5-star book. So I think at that time I was trying to read more memoirs and I randomly found this. Hopefully someone who really likes Gina Davis can find this. When the Apricots Bloom. This Side of Paradise by Fitzgerald. I believe I have read this. If you guys know anything about me, it's that I despise these mass market paperback sizes. Goodbye. The fewer of them on my shelves, the better. Behind the Beautiful Forevers, this I have another copy of, as well as The Glass Woman. This is Margaret Atwood's The Robber Bride, which I really like that eye on the side, but I really want a book with the slipcover, so that can go. We've got a few Janny Warts, I think that's how you say your name, books. Peril's Gate, which is that, like, again, I love that the old school fantasy covers. It's like painful getting rid of these, as well as That Way Lies Camelot. Look, it's got owls on the back. I love it. And then last one here, this is a trilogy. So we've got The Absolution, The Abomination, and The Abduction. Yes, The Abduction. I think that is such a cool cover. It really gives me like Masquerade vibes. Is that not such a cool cover? I thought this was going to be kind of more supernatural, but the more I've read into it, it just seems like it's more political than I'm really interested in. It was set in Venice, so I thought that was cool. Yeah, I don't know if it has to do with like the Catholic Church but it's got to do with like military and more in like secret intelligence stuff that I'm not about really. So that's it. Those are all the books I'm getting rid of this month, guys. Thank you for joining me. That wasn't too bad. There's like some books that I feel pretty good about getting rid of these. They needed to go because some of them had just been sitting on my shelf and could sit there another 10 years and I probably would not read them, which is a shame because books are meant to be read. So hopefully someone else who really likes those types of books, those authors, yada yada, will find them and really enjoy them. But that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for joining me again. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and I will see you on the next video.